I messed up once, and now everything's messed up.
It never goes away.
I didn't think my past would affect my future like this.
It never goes away.
I thought if my mom hired a really good lawyer, she could make it go away.
It never goes away.
I was close to turning pro. I was winning every skateboarding competition I entered. I had sponsors, I was making good money, until I started experimenting with drugs. You know I was curious, but I ended up blowing everything, my whole future, because of drugs.
We're taking you into the care, custody, and control of the state of Florida, pending your commitment. Bailiff, if you'd please take him into custody.
Empty your pockets.
The worst thing is, when they sentence you, the court worker dude comes over and he starts taking all your stuff.
And remove your belt.
You can't even say goodbye to your parents. And they're all like crying, and then they take you away. You lose everything.
Kids often don't understand the reality of what they've done until it's too late. They get arrested and taken to the Juvenile Detention Center, and that can be a scary experience. And sometimes it's even harder on their parents.
Your juvenile record can affect you potentially for the rest of your life. Things that you do now with very little thought, and sometimes not even much of a consequence now, can have a lot of consequences later on. They can keep you from getting a job. They can keep you from being able to be accepted in school. They can keep you from getting a scholarship that you deserve and that you've earned.
I started shoplifting when I was about 8 or 9 years old. At first I was taking just little stuff, like gum and candy. But as I got older and started hanging out at the mall, I started taking more expensive stuff, like CDs and clothes. I would trade the stuff that I stole for drugs before a party. The more I took, the more drugs I would get. It became a cycle. Until I got caught. After I got arrested, I changed. I stopped doing drugs, I stopped shoplifting, and I got better grades in high school. After graduation, I went to the mall to fill out an application for a job. When I saw the application, I freaked out. They wanted to know about my past and if I had a criminal record. I didn't think it would hurt my chances of getting a job.
We had a 14-year-old that had broken into his neighbor's house and stolen food out of the refrigerator while the neighbor was on vacation. He came to juvenile court. He went through a diversion program, so he thought it was all over. Then he went on to college and did wonderfully. He went on to graduate school and did wonderfully, graduated with honors with a degree in aeronautical engineering, and had been hired by NASA, but needed a top security clearance. And when they checked his background and saw the burglary, he couldn't get the job. So something that you do when you're 14, even if that's the only thing you do, can seriously bite you in the butt later on in life.
But what if your juvenile record is sealed?
Let's say your record has been sealed. When you apply for a job, you need to read the application very carefully. Oftentimes it'll say, have you ever been arrested or convicted of a crime? Even as a juvenile, when your record was sealed. If you answer no to that question, and you have been, many employers will do an extensive background check, and they will find out, because all databases are not sealed. If they find out you lied, they will not give you the job. If you tell the truth, oftentimes you can explain the circumstances, and you may get the job. But to be a police officer, a lawyer, many government jobs, they will do a complete background check, and if they find out you lied, you won't get the job.
Even if you want to go into the military?
When considering the military as an option, the FBI does our background investigation check on everyone. They go back to your date of birth. They will find out every little thing that you've done. This could jeopardize the job that you want to do, or even jeopardize you getting into the military.
It was just a party after a football game. We were celebrating our win.
It goes great with beer.
Some kids were drinking.
What's good out of here?
Some were farming. Things got really out of control after that. All of a sudden, the cops show up, so me and my friend split.
Matt, man, we can't get busted, man.
I know, come on.
Over to the right.
Next thing I know, we're getting busted.
I need your registration, please. Have you been drinking, sir?
Just a little bit.
Front of the cruiser for me.
I lost my license.
I need you to spread your feet, your hands on the cruiser.
I lost my parents' respect.
Give me your right hand behind your back.
I even lost my football scholarship.
Sir, you're under arrest.
I've seen it 1,000 times. A kid with all the potential in the world can write his ticket anywhere. But that's that one turn, whether that's with the law or with drugs, it ruins the opportunity to fulfill their dreams.
I'm not the only one that was affected either. My parents, they lost out too.
I can't believe it.
What are you looking at?
I'm looking at our car insurance bill. Our rates went through the roof.
That's great. That's great. It has to be Matthew's DUI arrest.
I don't know what we're going to do. Our driving record was perfect before this.
This is just totally going to mess up our budget.
Insurance is about risk-taking. Families and teenagers pay rates based upon the driving experience of each of those people, not only as a singular person, but as a collective unit. A simple infraction from any one of those drivers in the household can affect the rate of the entire family. Particularly the rate of a teenager can affect the family's rates in such a manner that the entire family may lose their insurance because they can't afford to pay the premiums.
I messed up once, and now everything's messed up. My girlfriend dumped me because I have no money. I have no money because I can't get a job because I got a criminal record. I can't drive because my license is revoked. Even if I could drive, I couldn't afford my car insurance. So now I'm stuck riding the bus. What girl wants to date a loser is riding the bus.
We decided to skip school that day. We headed over to his house. His parents were at work. We were playing video games. Wanted to play some more, so we were looking around. That's when we found his brother's stash of weed.
What's this? I think it's marijuana. There's some more of it.
We never smoked pot before. I swear.
Should we tell anybody? Should we try it?
But we were like, what the heck? So we lit the joint and took a few hits. Steve left for a minute, and when he came back, he had a gun. He said it was his dad's. And then he started laughing, and then pointing at me, and then pointing at him. We were both pretty messed up.
Give me the gun. The gun. Steve, that's not safe. Give it in. Give me the gun.
If I could go back, I would. If I could go back and change that one day, I would.
They never go away. They're always there. You always have to explain them You always have to apologize for them. You always have to try to account for them and make up for them. And there's no making up for them because it doesn't matter what you do later on. There's always a new person that you have to do that again with. A new employer, a new friend, somebody that finds out about it, and then you have to explain it away. And there's no explaining it away. It's there.
I didn't understand it. My alarm clock didn't go off. I got this huge boo-boo. Not my job. The city card came, and the wind blew, and the rain passed down, and the huge tree flew by. It picked up
Okay, boys and girls, we're ready for the picture.
Here we have a class of 16 kindergarten students, and let's say, as an example, that out of that class of 16 students, maybe 15 will make it to high school. Out of those 15, about 7 will go on to college, and 4 might get some type of vocational career training. 2 could quit school altogether. But one kid in a class of 16 kindergarten students may end up spending more time in jail than he or she does living life free. If you break the law, you may spend most of your life not free.
I just wish I could count the times that kids come into my courtroom and leave the courtroom in handcuffs.
Judge Joseph Donahue has worked for years as a juvenile court judge, and he has seen them come and go. Some older, 17 or so, and others as little as 8. It is Judge Donahue's job to punish people who break the law, and he is the man who sends those people away.
And the number of times that they have said things like, they're taking me away, they're taking me to jail. I'm not going to be able to go home. I didn't know this could happen. They're just amazed. And I think it's very important that we, the system, the judges, make it clear to young people what the consequences are if you violate the law. What can happen to you?
Okay, we'll explain it to you. If you are not thinking, it is easy to break the law. And here are some things that could happen. You get mad at a teacher and grab his arm. Well, you've just committed a battery on a school board employee. And that is a felony.
Possible result: up to 21 days juvenile detention and a juvenile record or time in a residential facility away from family, friends, and everything you are comfortable with. Possible adult sanction: up to 5 years in prison.
Kidding around, you push your friend and take his radio. You refuse to give it back and you run away. Well, you've just committed a strong-arm robbery.
Possible result: juvenile detention or time in a residential facility up to a year. Possible adult sanction: up to 15 years in state prison, and you will serve 85% of that sentence. That's about 12 years and 9 months.
You allow a friend to stash a bottle of pills in your backpack. The principal finds out, and the police are called. You were charged with possession of a controlled substance.
Possible result: juvenile detention or time in a residential facility. With prior drug history, you may spend time in a drug treatment program subjected to random drug tests. Possible adult sanction: 5 years in state prison.
You bring a weapon to school, and it's just a knife, but you want to show it off to your friends. You are expelled and charged with a felony.
Possible result: 15 to 21 days in juvenile detention or 100 hours of community service or 1 year in a residential program. Possible adult sanction: 5 years in state prison.